Thank you, sir.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hello, just for fun in the morning. How can I help you?
Hi, it's Sabrina.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Terrific.
And for those on the video and everything, this is Sabrina Fallah. Is that how you
Yes.
say your last name, Fallah?
Yeah, we hate pronouncing people's
Yeah.
names incorrectly.
Just wanted to make sure we get it right. She is a rock
Some
artist.
people say Fally, but it's Falla.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it sounded more of a Fallah than the other, but
Yeah.
she is a rock artist and singer-songwriter out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, and tell everybody how to find you on
Yes.
Facebook, because literally, as soon as you start talking, they start stalking you to figure out who you are.
Well, actually, I was just watching your video, and I did tag and share it. But it's Sabrina Fallah on Facebook. They can just find me there. All my social media is Sabrina Fallah. So that's easy to find me. But yes, I am Canadian. I'm a solo artist. I'm a rock singer. I play my acoustic guitar when I'm live, or sometimes I play electric, but I rather have a band behind me to play electric. And I write my own songs about what I go through in life, and I hope people enjoy my music, basically. So,
yeah. And I love when singer-songwriters are writing their real life own experiences, because to me, if I'm sitting there listening to somebody play acoustic, which I love, because to me it's a little more up close, personal, and raw, live, just so more authentic. And I love when the person's singing their own lyrics, because it really means something. It's not just somebody repeating a bunch of words. This is a person that's explaining to you something that happened to them in a time of their life, and I just love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I do get not like, I try to write some experience that I go through to help others. So I write a bit of the truth, but at the same time, I'm trying to help people who are going through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that completely
and letting
makes
them
sense.
know that they're not alone.
There
because
you go.
in life you go through so much, and you just want to tell people, I've been through that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, he was Jeffrey was explaining to me this morning about checking out a lot of your stuff and comparing it to some Joan Jett.
Yeah,
and just he was just comparing it to all sorts of people.
I get that.
Yeah,
a lot.
I thought it was maybe a younger Joan Jett with a little bit of Billy Idol mixed in.
That's cool.
And I saw on your profile where it said that Billy Idol and Bon Jovi was some of your musical influences. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yes. And I've seen them live as well.
Oh, wow.
So they're very,
God, I wanted to see them myself.
I know.
Well, I was lucky to see Billy Idol because he just happened to come to Blues Fest in Ottawa. And I'm like, I got to go see him because I don't know if I will ever get that chance again.
That's right.
Because, his shows fill up fast. So it was a festival, so I got in.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see him and Steve Stevenson, you know what I mean? Like they've been together so long, it'd just be cool to see.
And I was right in front of him, and he gave me his set list.
Oh wow,
that's kind of cool.
Too.
Yeah.
So I got a souvenir there. Yeah, I know. Being front row, I was there from very early in the morning. So I just sat there. I'm like, I'm not moving from this spot. And I was right in the middle because I knew where he was singing because of the stage setup. So I'm like, if I stand right here, I will see him perfectly.
Oh, that's awesome. Good planning.
Yeah. Good plan ahead.
Yeah. So now, how long have you been doing this? Like, what made you decide to venture out and this is what you wanted to do? Like you hear different stories of people saying, "Oh, I just started a couple of years ago." Then you have people going, "No, man, I've been writing and playing since I was 5. Like I just knew this is where I was going to be." So tell everybody, kind of paint an image of where you started.
Well, I think I was just brought into this world musically because before I could speak, I would be humming tunes. Like my parents would say I would be humming as a baby, trying to follow the music.
Right.
And then, So I think I had it in me. But then I started to write short stories and poetry that led me to songwriting. But I've been singing very young. But at 14, after I won my first singing competition, that was when I'm like, okay, I want to do this. I don't want to get off the stage. But then I'm like 14 going like, what do I have to do? Then I really started writing more. And then I grabbed my first guitar at 15 or 16. And then, I forgot to mention that I played piano first when I was 10.
Wow.
So I knew theory and chords and stuff. So when I grabbed the guitar, it was easy to follow along with the music. But then when I forgot what age I was, but when my cousin showed me Green Day's album, I think he showed me Dookie first or Kaplunk. I was like, I like this band, but I didn't know that when American Idiot came out, they were the same band that then my cousin showed me. And then I'm like, well, this is the band I'm going to look up to because this is the style I want to do. So it just so happened to be the same band.
Right.
Yeah. So Green Day is my main influence, but Bon Jovi and Billy Idol come along with it. But Green Day got me to realize, okay, rock is the style and this is the sound and the attitude I'm looking for. But I'm influenced by them, but I don't want to be them.
Right.
So I just take things from them and put it in my music, but put a twist on top of it to make it my own. Because if I sound like them, people are going to be like, oh, you're stealing this and stealing that, and I don't want to steal them nothing. But as long as people can say, I hear some of this and I hear some of that, that's what I want to hear.
Right.
That they can feel the influence.
Yeah. Well, that's the way a true musician is, who can take influences from different places and bring it in and change it and mold it to their own style.
Yeah.
And, a lot of musicians try to do that, but they can't really get it right because they're not, I don't want to say, don't know what the right word would be, but like musically able to. They're not. They need to know what their strengths are.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sharing your post.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But for example, when I started playing the guitar, I didn't know if the guitar was going to be good for me because I was starting to learn it. But as soon as I grabbed it, I'm like, man, this is it. And I learned it pretty fast. Like I didn't expect that, but I grabbed it fast. So I started learning covers and writing songs fast to go out and perform right away. I didn't waste time because I knew this business, you have to go.
Yeah.
You have to start now and go and go and go and go.
That's right.
Like there's so much competition out there. But I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm doing it because I want to do it. But I know some people say, man, I'm in competition. But everybody wants the same dream. So you just have to go for it. You just have to keep going. And one day.
And there should be enough for everybody.
That's right.
There should always be enough for everybody because one third may love your stuff. 1/3 may say it's okay. And then the other third's like, oh, this is, you never know. You might have 1/3 that likes you, 1/3 that loves you, and 1/3 that goes, it's really not my stuff. But the people that may not dig you may dig the other one. So I think everybody should, it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Yeah. Let everybody get what they want out of it.
That's right.
Never stop doing your thing because somebody out there loves you.
You can't please everybody.
That's right.
So as long as the people who are enjoying it like it is all that really matters. And hopefully maybe somebody that might not even like rock might like it. Like I've had somebody tell me, I'm not into rock, but I like your music. I'm like, well, it's rock. But it just so happens to be that one song that clicked to them.
Right.
So you never know. Yeah.
Now I see where your EPs have done pretty good, and that your first one was recorded in England by the producer Stuart Epps, and for people on the station who don't know, Stuart Epps has been a very good producer. He produced Elton John, Led Zeppelin, people like that. So, how was it for you to be able to work with him, especially on your first album?
Do you want to hear the story on how it happened?
Yeah, I would love to.
Because there's a story to it, how I got to work with them. So when I was in college, I was in the pre-production music program. So I had a producer's class.
Right.
And for that, either the producer came into the class, or he talked on the phone, or he went on Skype to video chat. So I go into the class, and Stuart Epps was talking to us. And I didn't know the camera from the computer or the laptop at that time was facing more on my side of the class, because I don't know where the camera is pointing. So Stuart Epps was asking the class who writes, who plays an instrument, who sings, who performs, and I'm raising my hand for every single thing he's asking. And out of the blue, he points out, who is that girl on my left-hand side, because he's pointing at me, so I'm left side. So I'm like, I told my teacher, Lou, I think he's pointing at me.
Right.
Because I was the only one on that side. I just felt he was pointing at me.
Right.
And he was.
Oh, wow.
And then he asked the teacher, can I speak to her? And I'm like, oh, my God. This is in front of 40 people in the class. And I'm freaking out because back then I was shy and all that. Anyway, had my hoodie up. They're very shy. Now I'm not so much anymore.
Right.
But then he started asking me if I have a demo, if I followed the songwriting structure, like do I do commercial writing or do I write it the way I want? Back then, I didn't follow any structure. I just wrote the songs the way I felt. But now I changed that. I'm writing more commercial to get on radio and stuff. But then, while he was talking to me at the end of our conversation, in front of the whole class, he says, Lou, could you please give Sabrina my email so she can contact me?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That I thought that was my break for a second there. But anyway, but then it was, because a year later, after talking to him over the phone and over Skype and stuff, we talked. I told him what I wanted and stuff, and then I started to work with him. And he gave me what I wanted. Oh, wow. Old school Green Day sound. Well, I wanted to sound like old school Green Day.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like he knew.
We saw the potential.
He knew what you had and could see it.
Oh, yeah. I sent him everything, rough lyrics. I even sang rough for him because he wanted to hear everything. And I'm like, is this really happening? But when I got there, they're so nice in England.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really nice in England. So I get there. They gave me food in the studio. They gave me tea. I fell down a couple of times being jet lagged. And then he's like, drink your water. I'm like, I am, but I was so jet lagged the whole time in England, but I loved it.
Right.
It was great. But yeah, it was such a good experience. And I had, from my band, I had different band members from different bands. So I had like a metal drummer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, see, that would just be cool to give you all this unique sounds,
Yeah. And I told him, I'm not a metal. He's like, don't worry, but I can give you that real rock sound. I'm like, oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to... Go ahead.
Yeah, and he laid down so many drums.
That's what I was thinking. How many tracks were you able to get? Right.
God, no, because I've heard stories where drummers are sometimes like picky on what they want to do and do this. He just laid down everything Stuart told him to do for the track. No arguments whatsoever. I'm like, man, this is going smoothly. No, because some people say, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't have to deal with that, which is good because it's my project. It's my project.
Mm-hmm.
Just lay it down for me, you know. But it was great, and they were funny. And then I tried to speak British, and I sounded weird because of my Canadian accent. So
yeah, and look, because of your accent. So one of my guys goes, "Man, I'm reading it on the feed. He's like, man, she sounds Spanish." And then in my mind, a friend of ours that lives in Germany, I'm picturing you and her, like y'all's voice is a little similar because of the accent. So it's just kind of funny how people hear it different, you know?
He probably thinks I'm Spanish because I have a bit of French.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes Spanish sounds like French. Some of the words are, are similar. But no, I'm not Spanish. I can't really speak Spanish. But some of the words are close. But yeah.
And
I have been told that too. So.
And look, one of our fans who listens to our show every day, her name's Becky. She's from Canada. We call her Canadian Bacon. And one of our guys calls her a snow Mexican, you know, because, you know, she invaded the United States and jumped the border. And it's a whole joke thing. But a little while ago, we were like, yeah, we've got this 9:00 interview. She's from Canada. Hopefully she's better than Canadian Bacon, so at least something good come out of Canada. So you're a good, you know, you're like chunking the Nerf football at our cousin's face right now because we're able to go look. Oh, look, she just tuned back in too. So we're able to go look. There is something good in Canada. Listen to this chick on the phone.
That's right. But
so
you know, you're going back to the way the drummer was and being a metal drummer. What I find is having different styles of musicians play in a band and on an album, to me, really makes an album because you have the different styles. But when you put it all together, it comes together and it really makes the music. Not just the lyrics, but the music itself.
Yeah, because Stuart said he had to find people that could make the sound that I wanted. So he had to pick different people from different bands that he thought together would make that sound.
Right.
And my gosh, did he make that sound?
That's awesome.
I agree.
Amazing. I couldn't believe it. After I heard it, I'm like, wow, this is totally the sound I was looking for. Like, you know, like, because I hear it in my head, but I want to hear it in front of me.
That's right. Trying to get it from your head to in front of people like me, I'll get to... A lot of people don't know this about me, and when I say it, they go, "Really?" But like, I've written poetry, I've written a lot of lyrics to a lot of songs that my cousin's done, and I've got a bunch that I've written, and for myself, even though I don't do nothing with it, right? But the thing is every morning I wake up and I just feel like typing. But the thing is, it's like what's in my mind. I don't know if I can type it. Right. Like I can't get it out. It's almost like I tell people I need the Spanish to English translator here. Yep. Like I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to get it conveyed on paper. Right. Like I don't know how to do it. So I'm sure for you it's kind of the same way. Like you in this mind, you go, "Ooh, I want this sound." I can't tell you what this sound is. Just you keep doing it, and I'll tell you if it's right. I mean, and then when you hear this guy, you go, "That's it." But you couldn't put it to paper, so to speak.
Well, for a sound purpose, I would be like, it sounds hard here, but a bit rough here, a bit light. I try to express how I feel the sound should be like.
Right.
But then I just say, can I just have the guitar and then I'll play it for you?
Right. Like let me do it.
But sometimes most of the producers I have worked with immediately know from what I say, like from the feeling I put in my songs and from what I'm trying to say. They already know what I'm looking for. It's like they can read through me or something. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Or they have heard my previous stuff and they're like, okay, so she wants to go harder, softer. And then I'm like, okay. But sometimes it's even hard for me to say because I'm like, it's hard to explain everything, but in the end, it comes out sometimes even better than what I expected.
Right.
It's like, wow, this is the sound. I like it even better than what I had in my mind.
That's right.
So, yeah, and sometimes I don't expect it to sound better because I'm like, really? Wow.
And to me, and to me, that doing that and being able to do that is what a true musician is all about, is being able to take your words, not just the lyrics, but when you put your lyrics to music, to be able to say, well, in this spot, I want it to be higher or more, more rock or more driving or something like that. And different parts and other.
And the producer you work with should know what the artist is
trying to do. That's right.
Exactly. They should already be ahead of you. Oh, so this is exactly what you want. And then he should play it for you. Producers should know that already.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, a good producer knows how to kind of put it all together.
Yeah. Now, I also see where you're played on a lot of college radio stations and stuff. Is that where you see your music going, or is that the only thing you can get, your music played out there right now at, or do you see it just being in that type of genre?
You got to remember too, corporate radio has kind of ruined good songwriters to get their stuff out there. So that's a very, very big question.
Well, I contact every single radio that I can. So I recently got, last year in November, I actually got interviewed on a mainstream station in Massachusetts, in the States. And they recently replayed my interview this month.
That's good.
And I'm now getting requests. People are now calling in to request me on a mainstream station.
Awesome.
So I'm hoping that picks up and helps me get to others. How I got on that station, when I contacted them, I didn't know how big they were. So when they accepted me and they told me, like, we're mainstream, I'm like, really? Like, I did not know how big. So when I got that opportunity, I started freaking out because I'm like, I'm going to be talking on mainstream. This is so, like, I get nervous for bigger opportunities.
Oh, God,
so
yeah.
I got that opportunity, and I'm hoping it helps. And I'm sure it will. In time, something will happen. But yes, I have gotten interviewed on college radio. That is a very good place to go because of college students.
Right.
And they like to hear independent artists who write their own music, and we're very supportive.
Oh yeah,
of them.
Oh God, yeah, and we're all. I mean, look at us. We're all about some independent because if you think about it, one, the college people are going to be more in tune with the independent anyways because that's just who they are nowadays. They're going to listen to more music than any of us because if we remember, that's what we did when we were in that age, that bracket. So that's awesome though. That's super because you never know where we're getting blared over and over and over like that could get you. You have no clue.
Right. That's why I keep going.
Yeah.
That's why I keep contacting as many people, and even online radio stations. Like I'm being nominated in one of them, and I won last year, and I'm being nominated again. Any opportunity you have to be played on any stream or any radio, anything helps you.
That's right.
Because somebody's gonna hear, somebody's gonna wonder who is singing that song. So anywhere your song is placed, it helps you a lot. You just don't know till it explodes. You know.
And then great interviews. You know, I mean, I'm not calling this one a great interview because it's just us. We're crazy like that. But what I mean is any good interview puts your personality to the voice that they've been hearing. And when people fall in love with the personality, it just makes the music it just makes it more intense because they go, oh my God, she is awesome. That just makes me love the music more, you know? And that's the thing I love. I like to be part of because I grew up, you know, I was dyslexic as a kid and I always wanted to do radio. And it just so happens technology has allowed me to do this. And I'm great at it. I've been doing it 10 years now. Love what we do. And the fact that we are somewhat anti-corporation. We are the epitome of what pirate radio was when they were playing all these groups that nobody could get their hands on or get their hands on the albums. And if you think back to some of the rock bands over the years that never could get airplay, and now look where they're at, because it takes people like us doing this, people like me and people like you doing what we're doing to keep rock and roll alive. Because I'm gonna say this, man, I'm 49 years old, and in the 90s, rock started dropping.
Yes.
To me, in really 2000, there was no rock.
No.
Not to me. To me, there just wasn't. I mean, you get into Green Day, and that's about it.
Yeah.
There just wasn't a lot of rock going on in the 90s. I mean, in the 2000s.
It was just Green Day around that time.
Yeah. And now you get into the 2010 up into the 2020. The last decade, I kept going, where's friggin' the AC/DCs?
Yeah.
Where's the Guns N' Roses? Where's the Metallicas that used to be Metallica the way we knew it? You know, where are these bands? And there was a few.
They're on the radio.
But yeah, there's just not a whole lot.
They're on the radio. It's because of the pop music that's coming out. It's covering it, but if you go and search for rock, you'll be amazed how much is out there. You just have to go look for it.
You have to find it. It's like getting a metal detector
and go look for it
that's
now.
it.
That's right.
And that's what just trips me out, because corporate radio pushes at the top of the hour, it's the same 6 songs every hour. And it's and then speaking, because you're a songwriter, so you write your own lyrics. I'll tell you what trips me out too is Britney Spears is a great example. If you go look up lyrics, because I love doing that, I go look up lyrics. And
of course.
Lyrics, you know, Britney Spears song, it's like 2 small paragraphs, and then there's the hook that's the chorus line, the keep repeat. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what happened to when songs were like 5 paragraphs long and it actually told a story instead of the chorus line that just kept repeating and repeating and repeating? And I think we've lost some of the flavoring of our music. I think we just have watered down music nowadays.
That's how the industry is now.
Yes,
that's
I
why
agree.
I write the way I write, and hopefully it grabs people, because I don't write the way top 40 singers are writing. So
when I look back to some of the Dave Matthews stuff,
I don't want to be top 40 anyway.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah.
I look back at some of these guys that wrote these really cool songs and just didn't get what they should have out of it. Like, I love Sean Mullins. There's a lot of his music that's friggin' so overlooked and has so many insanely awesome stories in it. And it just doesn't get airplay. But I bet if he could put on some spandex and have a body, you know, that looked like something Britney Spears had, he'd get all the airplay on the planet. And it just sucks that that's the industry that, you know, American Idol has even helped create. You know, it just is what it is. But I look forward, and I'm always looking forward to talking to people like you, because to me, you are just one more foot that's holding this foundation down of keeping this music alive. Because if we don't keep having people like this, such as yourself, that's writing good stuff and playing good stuff, we're just going to keep getting these people that are just kind of moved through like a puppy mill. Oh, she's got a good look. We're gonna push her through. We're gonna overprocess our music, make money off of her real fast, and then move on to the next one.
That's right.
You still there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Sometimes there's a delay in the phones. All right. Well,
okay.
Yeah. It just happens. You know, we're using cell phones, and then you got to figure you're in Canada, and you know it just happens through the airways and then the internet as well. But so plug again on how everybody can find you and any kind of upcoming events. Maybe anybody can kind of log on to if you have any social media at all, other than just Facebook. If you know if you're on SoundCloud or anything, anybody can find you. Just let us know.
Right. Okay, so you can go to my website, sabrinafallah.com, FALLAH. And on the top, you'll find my Facebook, my YouTube, my Twitter, my Instagram. For events, you'll see them on all of my social medias. When they're coming closer to it, I'll be posting it up. And I do have TikTok, Sabrina_Fallah. I'm trying this TikTok thing. And Snapchat, Sabrina_Fallah. Yeah. So and I follow everybody back, and I like to meet new people, make friends. So just contact me and I'll get back to you.
All right, our friend Becky, Canadian Bacon, will be all over your stuff soon. She just typed Canada produces the best artist just for you information. But yeah,
and she's like, come down to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But we greatly appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, thank you for calling in,
letting us know all about you.
Me.
Hey,
I really enjoyed this.
Anytime you have a new song you're cutting or getting put out or anything, you just call us. I mean, hang on to the number.
I will call you up.
Yeah, we're Monday through Friday, so anytime you just want to call in and give us a shout. We've interviewed people from The Voice and from also American Idol, and just every now and then they'll call out of the blue and
tell us what they're doing. And
it's just it's kind of cool to just get these on the road phone calls. We've had people who literally, especially if they're towards the Midwest, because their time zones are way behind us, and we'll get the I'm just waking up in the Walmart parking lot. I'm walking in there to go get some toothpaste, where they have done like some outlaw country shows where they played a gig, pulled over at the Walmart to get some sleep, and they're driving through Texas. So it's really cool just to get those on the road phone calls.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you for gracing us with some of your time, and good luck with everything. I mean, I'm super impressed, especially getting the personality behind it. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, take care. Anything we can ever do for you, just let us know.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. I try to just keep those down to a 30-minute interview. Sometimes we get into some where we go longer. Sometimes we go shorter. It was great talking to her. It's good. It's good. It's good getting a different point of view.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? Especially for what it takes to do what she's doing in Canada,
right? And to do it by herself.
And doing it by herself.
And to promoting herself and everything. I think it's very nice.
Yeah, man. You got to think that's kind of some of the stuff we got to deal with. You know what I mean? We're always constantly having to take care of ourselves, do our own things.
That's right.
Always try to push to move forward. Self-promotion is always the hardest, and it costs so much money to pay people to promote you. So it's always such a gamble. It's sometimes it's easier just to try to do it yourself, and at least that way you have more control.